Yes, and the shore oil rig is 16 feet tall, or twice as large as 2 football fields. Its weight is astonishingly more than that of an aircraft carrier. The App Matrix oil platform is situated in the Gulf of Mexico, Filvac, North America, 134 kilometers off the coast of Louisiana. But thousands of miles away from South Korea, the quest started a few years ago. This oil platform was built by thousands of engineers and laborers. When it was finally ready for deployment, following years of arduous development, engineers were presented with a task unlike anything they had ever faced in their career. The construction needed to be transported from South Korea to the Gulf of Mexico, which presented a challenge. The App Coral, the biggest maritime cargo ship in the world, was brought in for this reason. It would take at least 7 days to lift the Coral platform and put it on this website. Unexpectedly, they learned that a typhoon had developed in the Pacific Ocean and had strengthened into a super typhoon. Only once every 20 years does a typhoon of this kind form, and it rotates at 315 kilometers per hour. It may hit the coast of South Korea at any point after the following 7 days. It is common knowledge that a super typhoon inflicts significant damage. The task at hand presented a challenge to laborers, engineers, and transportation specialists if the platform could not be removed from the shipyard and placed on the marine vessel agreement for transportation in 3 days. All of their years of arduous labor could have been for naught. This was an issue that rocked the management structure from the top down. On this oil platform, there was always tranquility when the videos were played back. Since it was the oil company's biggest undertaking, even the slightest error might have disastrous consequences. It was crucial to assign the Super Typhoon and finish the App Matrix launch project ahead of schedule. An army of additional workers was called in to save time. Workers put in endless hours of work day and night, and Agreement soon started getting ready for transport. However, in order to track the Super Typhoon's progress, the management met with the Meteorological Administration. Though there was a chance that the Super Typhoon may turn around, South Korea was striking the Pacific Ocean squarely as soon as they noticed it and turned on their spotlights. With much effort, the army of workers finished the automatic's whole workload in 3 days. It was now only a matter of lifting this huge mat construction and setting it down on a floating pier. The complete construction, which was supposedly composed of steel, weighed an incredible 14,310 pounds. Not even the building of the Burj Khalifa required the usage of that much steel. Big hydraulic jacks helped raise it 11 inches, and then it was set down on the mapping dry-off. The floating dock was pushed away from the shipyard, where it was meant to be put onto the marine in-waiting vessel, with the assistance of volts. The engineers, laborers, and transportation specialists faced a difficulty in finishing the remaining work quickly. An additional army of laborers was called forth, and with the aid of computerized voting, the entire task was finished in 3 days. It was time to remove this unfaithful mat construction from the shipyard by lifting it and putting it on the floating dock. With its 980-pound carrying capacity, the world's heaviest maritime transport fashion was more than prepared to handle it. Launched the app on this, as it was required to go early the following morning to the opposite side of the globe, from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of Mexico. With advice, the flirting dog dropped successfully, and the oil platform started plundering on water for the first time. The platform was moved to Delhi Potter, where the marine vessel was waiting, with the assistance of voting. Meanwhile, a major typhoon was swiftly making its way into South Korea, and the management was facing an imminent threat. With just 48 hours to go, the super typhoon Ananon was rapidly approaching and leaving its mark on the ocean. The sea's wind and wave sequence was getting more erratic, which was problematic for the app's matrix alignment. It's difficult to load an oil platform on the internet. In order to do this, the vessel must first enter the internal water tank and sink in the water. After then, boards drag the oil platform across the ship, and at last, the ship releases the water. It's not as simple as the animation makes this procedure look. The water must be calm for the task to be done, otherwise, the software won't be able to load the platform accurately on the matrix alignment, which might put the automatic system and the vessel in risk. It was impossible to operate amid the waves and high gusts due to the super typhoon's chaotic seas. The squad as a whole was under a lot of stress since time was running out. Luckily, the crew learned that the water will be quiet for these 2 hours from the meteorological department barely 2 hours before the next morning. There would be no opportunity afterwards if the job was completed during this period. As reported in the morning, the mega typhoon was now only 36 hours away. As previously said, the sea was perfectly calm, and early in the morning the oil platform was swiftly pushed over the ship. Even if the monster storm was avoided and the oil platform was spared, the task remained. Finally, after months of travel, South Texas was able to bid South Korea farewell. The oil platform was reloaded onto the matrix, and one of the 4 locally manufactured platforms was installed on an undersea platform. It left once more, traveling 130 kilometers to its final location, where it would remain for the following 40 years. The day had finally arrived when the app linked to the oil-filled matrix 30,000 feet below, after years of arduous effort. The seabed here was 7,400 feet below the surface, and the matrix floated in the water. It was deep enough to accommodate around 3 Burj Khalifas. However, the app was astounded to find that the love relationship with the oil at this level was entirely unexpected. 600 feet below, the whole depth was greater than Mazad by Hazar. Because of the extreme water pressure at such level, no human could possibly travel there, which makes it impossible to complete a mission. As a result, romantically interacting with oil openings at sea is a challenge and is unexpected for the APP. It was decided to employ an underwater installation. Men were constructing underwater pipelines from one underwater platform on a different platform. A crane was utilized to assist in the difficult operation of sending the accused into the water. The operator seated above controls precision in this operation, much as in a computer game. Thankfully, the assignment has already been effectively finished. It was now time to move the oil well pipe off the installation platform. This mechanism, known as riser transfer, combines 4 distinct signals. The accused had previously taken a chain from the romantic and brought it to the other end. The second platform used this chip to draw the chain, and the romantic eventually assisted in pulling the pipe in its direction. After then, the process of releasing the oil started, with the pipe being buried around 22,600 feet below the surface. The pipeline has at last reached the oil following several months of training. It was time to start pumping oil. The oil pump was activated, drawing oil up to 30,000 feet below the surface, and the entire crew, assembled to watch this happen, pressed a button. Everyone was happy to see the oil pump for the first time. The works in juniors and management's 7 years of diligent labor had paid off. The quality and condition of the oil floor were flawless. Currently, Matrix generates 175,000 barrels of oil per day, which is sufficient to fuel 4 million automobiles daily. It is anticipated that Matrix will go on producing oil in this way for the next 40 years, or until 2056. It is hoped that when you see this video on TV, you would enjoy it too and share it with others. I am grateful for your kind remarks. I'll see you in the amazing upcoming video.